Hey guys, Simon here from Guitar Point in Frankfurt, Germany. Today I'm surrounded by a couple of hollow body Gibsons, Trini Lopez models. We've got a VOS one, we've got a ultralight aged Murphy Lab version, and we've got the old original vintage 66 in sparkling burgundy metallic. Rather special color, pretty cool, different shades. That's one of the more rare original colors. They are usually in cherry. So this guitar was introduced in 1964 but shipped in 65. Only a very few were produced in 64, and they had the wider nut width, which is pretty important for most people, because usually if you're not a vintage Gibson guy, you just don't know about it, because Gibson usually have that 42 millimeter or 43 nut width, and in 65 Gibson changed that. So early 65 they still have the wider nut, but pretty soon, early that year, they made it more narrow, which is obviously more difficult to play for some people, especially when you have bigger hands, because the strings are, the distance between the strings is not as wide as it is with that wider necks. So makes sense, right? The custom shop reissued the Trini Lopez model. And they just recently came up with that black ones, and I think it's pretty cool. The Trini Lopez model is actually it's a 335, almost like a 335 from that period, with the trapeze tail piece, but they have a ebony insert, or is it rosewood? Doesn't matter that much. For the sound, with the Trini Lopez badge here, and they have the nylon saddles, which is also period correct for 64, 65, yes, 335, but they have that Firebird style headstock. So they look kind of special, and I think it was Dave Grohl who made them popular, because he picked up a Trini Lopez for his model of choice, his weapon of choice, and Gibson reissued that as DG 335 as far as I recall, in pale and blue. That's his color. Very rare, actually, very rare. If you see one, call us. We usually, we're mainly focused in vintage, but of course also have a great selection and very special custom shop models here at Guitar Point, and I usually spec them and pick them, and sometimes we get guitars that are on availability list, and I saw two black Trini Lopez for a while now, and I just thought, hey, man, you gotta get them for the shop, because they're so beautiful. And when they arrived, we were blown away. This is really lightweight. It's 3.6 kilograms, and feels great. And that's the VOS version. The VOS version still has that nitrocellulose finish, lacquer, but it's a bit thicker than the Murphy Lab finish. So that's the Murphy Lab version. The finish is ultra thin, it's super hard. So it's a big difference. It's not about the aging. Aging, some people love it, some people hate it, some people make fun of it, some people know that it sounds different, like I do. Because finish also has an effect on tone. Of course it has. This finish is super thin. You can scratch with your nail and there will be big damage. It's that hard. So there's natural checking. You can see the weather checking that happens when it gets cold. So it acts like regular vintage finish. So there's less plasticizers in it, and it's just super stiff, and I think it feels great too. So you can feel the weather checking when you play the guitar, which gives it a great feeling. So both are black. One is Murphy Lab finish. Ultralight aged means it's just the crackling. So there are no artificial dings and dongs. It's just the weather checking. And yeah, well, maybe something here can be dust. But it feels like a mint condition old guitar, probably, which this probably isn't, but it's still in great condition. This is already the narrower nut width, of course. We had a couple, maybe 2 or 3, with the wider nut or in between as well. But that's a 66 model, so it definitely has the narrower profile. And the color is pretty cool, that burgundy, metallic, sparkling burgundy. It can turn gold, brown, so this is kind of in between. It's brown, it's the clear coat ages, and the clear coat turns yellow, so that interacts with that reddish metallic finish and can make it look like more brown or orangey or whatever you call it. On the back it's more red probably. So that's a very, very nice guitar. It comes with the period correct T-top humbuckers with the patent sticker. So after they went away from the PAF with the plain animal wire, they came up with the T-tops, and yeah, they're very sought after pickups, really, really nice pickups. And yeah, so you have a great choice if you're into that. We have 2 really badass black Trini Lopez guitars, and we have an original here as well. I play some well-known chord progressions for you, and you can hear the difference. If you hear a difference, please let me know in the comments. Happy New Year, guys, and thanks from Guitar Point in Frankfurt, Germany.